Hello, hello, hello. Good Sunday afternoon, educators. I hope you have and are having a restful and rejuvenating weekend and ready to knock these next 5 days out for the end of the semester, the end of 2023, so that we can march on into winter break. I just have a couple of announcements for you as we move into the last week before we leave for winter break. The first announcement is triage and MTSS. Let's make sure that we are putting in our teacher observations, our MTSS interventions, our notes, our any documentation that it relates to students attending any Saturday schools or anything that needs to be updated in Project Ed. Make sure that we are doing that. We will address it in triage so that we are documenting and updating as we need to, so that on Thursday we don't get red flagged for not having the amount of interventions that we should have, and so on and so forth. Secondly, tutoring. We do know that we have gotten the most recent interim data, and it says to us that our kids need remediation. With that being said, we have holiday tutoring that's coming up over the break. I hope that you guys are going to be willing to sign up and provide that opportunity for scholars for the first 2 days. Additionally, when we return, we will be having tutoring after school, and Saturday school will resume when we return from winter break. Let me be clear that opportunities for remediation are not going to be they're not optional for teachers. You're going to have to remediate your kids. What that looks like is going to be up to you, whether you do it during the week and on Saturdays, only on Saturdays, or only during the week. You're going to have to provide some opportunities for reteaching and remediation for your kiddos. So again, that's based on our most recent interim data. So please, let's try to get that in our minds and in our hearts, so that we can prepare to give that opportunity to our scholars. Referrals and coding, make sure that we're sending the proper referrals to the proper channels. If it's a kid that's talking in class and will not stop, if it's a kid that is disrupting class, low-level disruptions, make sure you're making your GLA the discipline officer for those referrals. If it's profanity, fighting, high-level discipline, things of that nature, then yes, you need to be making those me the discipline officer for those incidents. Also, when kiddos are misbehaving in class, let's follow the plan. We should be giving them warnings. Then, if they keep going, we should be bringing them to the hallway to have a hallway conversation and allowing them to take a few minutes to cool off and then re-enter the classroom. We don't want to just send kids out of the classroom, sit them in the hallway, and they're just sitting there for your whole class period. Because again, I'm going to air back to on the side of our interim data. We want to make sure that we're giving kids the most opportunity in class to learn, perform, and show us that they have grasped what we have taught them. Being in the hallway is not going to be how we're going to accomplish that. Positive phone calls. Guys, we have got to make these positive phone calls to parents. I'm a parent, and some of you are parents too. And the last thing we want to hear is somebody always telling us what our child is doing wrong, right? So we want to make sure we counterbalance that by also telling parents, not even calling them to say something is wrong. Just go, hey, your kid did this. I'll take a student, for example, one of my fourth graders, Brielle Hardy. If you taught Brielle, you know that there have been some challenges with her. However, and her mother knows that, but in as much as I've had to have those harsh conversations with Brielle's mom, they're way more palatable to her, because when Brielle does do something well, I email her or I call her and say, hey, Bria had a good week. She had a good day. Whatever you're doing at home to help us reinforce that, thank you. We appreciate it. It doesn't have to be long, but it goes a long way. And so let's make those positive reinforcements to our parents. There was a parent that I encountered on Friday that said she had never had any positive phone calls about her child, and that was alarming to me. So let's rectify that for our scholars. That's a thing that we should be doing weekly, is making those phone calls. And the way we prove that, or the way we document that, is we place the documentation in Project Ed. There's a possibility that I may be sending a spreadsheet out to log your phone calls in if we do not do a better job of logging them in Project Ed. So I'm going to ask that you make a list of the kids that you are contacting for positive phone calls. Send me that list so that I can go into Project Ed and look for the documentation that you have made those phone calls to those parents. Again, if you ever need me, whatever you need, my office is always open. I have open door policy. Please do not hesitate to stop by, email, text me, call me, whatever you need. Again, let's have a good week. Let's finish strong. And I look forward to seeing you on Monday morning. Thank you.